13 News Now starts with breaking news in Hampton. Police and neighbors are searching for a missing little boy. You see his picture right there. This little boy has been missing since 2 o'clock in the morning this morning, and the father of Codi Bigsby called police to say the child was missing. The boy is 4 years old, and his dad said he last saw him around 2 this morning in their home in Buckrow.
I believe the police chief is speaking right now out in Hampton. Let's go live out there right now.
Our responding officers searched the home again, and we were also unable to find Codi. There were other young children inside the home. The other kids are safe, and they are with us right now, along with Dad. Codi is an African-American child. He is about 3.5 feet tall. He has a medium complexion, and he's believed to be dressed in all black, and he may be wearing Spider-Man flip-flops. We immediately contacted several of our partner agencies. Many of them are represented here. We've called every resource, and we have every resource out here that we can think of to bring Codi home safely. The FBI is here assisting us. Hampton Fire is here assisting us. We've had helicopters and airplanes and drones out here, and of course we're searching on foot as well. We will be working until we find Codi. We do not feel that there is any danger to the general public at this point. If that changes, we will let you know. We've received numerous offers of support from other members of the public. We do not need assistance here at this time. What we do ask the public is if they see something that they believe could be related to this case, that they reach out and they call 911. We ask the public to share Codi's photo on social media, and we ask them to spread the word to all of their associates. Any questions?
Chief Talbot, is there any, you said there's no reason to believe there's any danger to the public. Is there any reason to believe there would be danger to Mr. Bigsby, Codi?
We are searching frantically for Codi. We obviously are concerned given the resources we have out here. So we really want to find him.
What is the latest in the investigation? Have you all found any surveillance video, Nest Cam footage that neighbors may have had?
We don't have anything more about the investigation that we can share at this point.
Has the mother been cooperating? You said obviously the father's been cooperating.
We have spoken to Codi's mother.
Has she been cooperating?
She's spoken to us and given us the answers to the questions that we've posed.
Is there any indication whether he may have walked out the door? Has that been figured out?
We don't know.
Is there, she talked about surveillance video. If somebody has like a Ring camera or something, is that something your division is interested in at this time, if it's in the general area?
We are interested in any video that anybody might have of something that they believe could be related. We aren't convinced that it happened at exactly when we found out about it. So if anybody out there believes that they have video or information that could be related to Codi's disappearance, we want to see it as quickly as possible.
What's the explanation for the gap in time between when the kid was last seen and when the father reported it to you all?
The child was reportedly asleep, and when Dad woke up, he searched for the child and said the child wasn't there.
Does Codi live with the father full time? Does he live with his mother full time? How does that work?
Codi lives with his father.
Has Codi ever walked off before, or maybe disappeared before?
We don't know, and if somebody who lives close or is aware of the family has that information, we would like to know.
And who made the 911 call? It was the father?
Codi's father called us, yes.
Can we get spelling on the father's name?
C-O-R-Y.
What's the relationship like between Codi and his mother?
I don't know.
Are there any changes expected to the search
No, we will search until we find him. We will be here until then.
Is there any indication he might be with outside the family member, aunt, grandmother?
There's no reason to believe that he's with another family member.
Were there signs of foul play in the home, or is that something you can't say?
I don't want to comment on that.
How many people were inside the home?
The dad was home, and there were other small children in the home. I'm not sure how many.
Father still cooperating with y'all?
So far, Dad is answering our questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
You were just listening to Hampton Police Chief Mark Talbot give us an update on the missing 4-year-old Codi Bigsby.
And I don't know if we can put his picture up at least one more time. We'll have him up throughout the newscast, but he was just 4 years old, missing since sometime overnight. We know that the father last saw him around 2 a.m. You see the address there on Ranelette Drive. This is in Old Buckrow, in the Buckrow section of Hampton. And police chief saying that they have called in all resources and that they are going to keep looking until they find him. No word on where he could have gone or what happened. All they know now is that he's missing and that the father last saw him at 2 o'clock in the morning. There were some other children in the house, some small kids. All of those kids are accounted for. The father called police around 9 o'clock this morning and the search began. In terms of assistance, because, you know, people are calling and they want to know if they can volunteer. What the police chief is saying is no volunteers at this point, but if you have any video, if you have any information, please call the police immediately. Any information on where this little boy might be. Take a very good look at his picture. Last wearing all black and Spider-Man flip-flops. There he is, just 4 years old. It's cold out there. It was so cold overnight. We want this little boy to be found.
Absolutely. Hoping for the best in that situation there. We'll keep you updated.
Breaking news in the search for 4-year-old Codi Bigsby. Hampton Police Chief Mark Talbot saying they are closely looking at Codi's parents in connection with his disappearance. Chief Talbot just updated us on developments in this case. And 13 News Now has live team coverage as police are asking volunteers for help in searching for the child. We start with Allison Basil. Allison, a lot of brand new telling information from the chief here.
Yes, Dan, when it comes to the possibility of a person of interest, the chief says they are most interested in Codi's parents. He says they have also ruled out the possibility that Codi was abducted. Now, Chief Talbot says they don't believe Codi wandered off on his own. He says the family is still searching for answers, and he believes they are the key to finding Codi. Police have said Codi's father, Corey Bigsby, told them he was last seen his son around 2 a.m. on Monday. But Chief Talbot now tells us they don't believe the father's timeline is reliable, so investigators are expanding their own. They want to hear from anyone in the community, in Hampton and even farther, if they have seen Codi, and they're particularly focused on information and sightings between the hours of noon on Sunday, January 30th, and Monday at 9 a.m. when they first got the call that Codi was missing.
Evidence that we have does not completely match the stories that we have received at this point. So we are opening up our focus in terms of the time that we are interested in.
And police say it is likely that they'll find Codi here in Hampton and even here by the Buckrow apartments where he lived with his father. And coming up at 12:30, I'll share the different resources and agencies that are now helping in the search. You can see some of them behind us. I almost see more each day here helping with the search. So we'll bring that to you shortly. Dan.
Okay, Allison, we will talk to you very soon. Thank you. A lot of people are asking why they haven't gotten an Amber Alert yet in Codi's disappearance. It's a good question. And here's what we learned. In order to get an alert sent out, the Virginia State Police say each case must meet certain criteria. The child must be 17 or under or enrolled in a secondary school. Well, that checks the case here. Law enforcement believes a missing child is in imminent danger, also checks here. But an investigation verified an abduction took place. That's what's missing here. Also enough useful information to get out to the public. Again, Hampton Police tell us there's no indication that Codi was abducted. Several agencies are assisting Hampton police, and now they are reaching out to neighbors for help. Our team coverage continues with Casey Baylor, who spoke to a neighbor on efforts to help find Codi, and now neighbors can actually help out police. Hey, Casey.
Hey, Dan. Well, right after Tisha Hunt dropped her daughter off at the school bus this morning, she gathered some parents in the neighborhood to start that search for Codi Bigsby. Now, she said she will not stop until she and many others are able to find him.
It's heartbreaking to see when, police knock on your door and then they show you a picture of one of the kids that play with your children.
Tisha Hunt lives in Buckrow Point apartment townhomes and is a neighbor of Codi Bigsby and his family. In fact, she says her daughter Dream is a friend of Codi's and they play together often.
All the kids in the neighborhood plays together. They play outside in the yard, games.
And sharing the news of Codi's disappearance with her daughter broke her heart.
And she started crying, so no kids wanted to come outside yesterday.
So she's taking matters into her own hands. Hunt is gathering parents from the neighborhood to search for Codi.
The area around, we're going to go down to Buckrow Beach. We're going to go all the way down to, if I have to, I'm going to go all the way down to the other end of Mallory. I'm just going to go around.
She says the goal is to inform those who don't know about the situation and get answers on where some last saw Codi.
We don't have this type of stuff in our community, and as a concerned parent, we just out here trying to help.
Hunt says whatever she finds, she'll share that information with police.
If this was my 5-year-old, I would want somebody to do this for my 5-year-old as well.
And Hampton police are also looking to start a neighborhood search team as well. In fact, they're looking for the first 50 volunteers to sign up and help and go around in the neighborhood to look for Codi. And interesting enough, as soon as we got on the air, Hampton police just tweeted that they filled up that 50 person volunteer, and they will alert us again if they're looking for additional members. For now, we're live in Hampton. I'm Casey Baylor for 13 News Now.
And Casey, just goes to show how people in the community really wanting to help bring Codi home safe. Thank you for that update.
After 4 days of searching for Codi Bigsby, a significant development to report. The 4-year-old's father now is facing charges. Hampton police say Codi Bigsby has been on their radar for several days.
He's voluntarily been answering their questions, but police say his story has not added up. Sarah Hammond was in Hampton when this news broke tonight, and she's live now with more on the charges. Sarah, what have you learned?
Guys, we're here at the Hampton Correctional Facility where Hampton police brought Codi Bigsby shortly after he was arrested on 7 child neglect charges. However, police say this does not mean the search for Codi is over. They say they will continue searching through the weekend and they will continue to do everything in their power to find him. One day after Hampton police named 43-year-old Codi Bigsby a person of interest in the case of his missing child, Codi, we learned the Bigsby family hired Hampton attorney Jeffrey Ambrose to represent him. Up until Thursday night, police said Codi's father was at headquarters voluntarily and was answering their questions. However, Ambrose told us when he went to speak with his client Thursday afternoon, he wasn't allowed to see Bigsby because he was there voluntarily.
I am concerned that because he has been there for so long and is not being told about the presence of counsel, that his presence may not be voluntary and that we are simply not being given access to him so that we can confirm that.
However, that has all changed now that Codi has been arrested. Hampton police say he is charged with 7 counts of felony child neglect. It's unclear if those charges stem from Codi's disappearance or separate incidents. Hampton police say this does not mean the search is over. Since Bigsby reported 4-year-old Codi missing earlier this week, multiple agencies and community volunteers have come together to search for the missing boy.
He's a kid. He's a 4-year-old kid. Look at this. You see this? How you cannot love a kid? Huh? This is terrible. It really is. It breaks your heart.
Hampton police say they will keep searching through the weekend and, quote, will continue to do everything in our power to find Codi. As for Ambrose, he says they're figuring out what comes next for his client.
Well, obviously, we are all very hopeful that this young man is found well and unharmed. Our prayers and thoughts, of course, go out to everyone who is putting forth a valiant effort to search for him.
Hampton police also say they've covered a lot of ground at this point, spoken to hundreds of people, and brought in every resource they can think of, but they still will not stop until they find Codi. Live in Hampton, Sarah Hammond, 13 News Now.
Sarah, thank you. Police are reaching out to the community for information, and here's what they want to know. Do you know Codi, his siblings, or his father, Corey? Have you seen any of them since Christmas? And lastly, do you live in Buckrow Point Apartments? And do you have a Ring doorbell or surveillance cameras? If you answered yes to any of these questions, call the number there on your screen, 1-800-CALL-FBI.
8 days ago, Corey Bigsby reported his 4-year-old son, Codi, disappeared from their home in Buckrow Beach. Tuesday, Bigsby appeared on screen for a bond hearing in court. He faces child neglect charges that aren't related to Codi's disappearance. Bigsby's lawyer, Jeffrey Ambrose, told the judge he has lived in Hampton Roads since 2006 and is not a flight risk.
He doesn't have resources to flee anywhere. Quite frankly, his face is everywhere. There's nowhere he could run.
Ambrose argued Bigsby is not a risk to the community either, with 20 years of honorable military service under his belt. Hampton Commonwealth's attorney Anton Bell brought up Bigsby's military record, too.
When asked on the cross-examination, including military convictions, he had to admit he had an AWOL, absent without leave, which means, Your Honor, he is absolutely a flight risk.
That was a concern for the judge.
I don't think it would be appropriate to set a bond at this time.
Outside the courtroom, the Commonwealth's attorney kept his comments brief.
That's the only thing I'm going to say. It's all about finding Codi.
When it comes to finding Codi, Ambrose, who is appealing the judge's decision on bond, says Bigsby is concerned, too.
He is very thankful for every volunteer who has put forward time and energy trying to assist him in locating his son.
Searching the woods, marshes, and neighborhoods.
So we have to stay hopeful. That's the big thing, is that we want Codi home safe.
Volunteers in Hampton set out on their own each day to look for Codi Bigsby. Jordan Walker keeps a pin close with the 4-year-old's face on it. He says the little boy reminds him of his daughter.
It just represents on my heart. It just represents that he is in my heart. He's right here. It's just a heart to bring Codi home.
Roger that. Start work. Community search efforts are stretching into week 3, but Hampton Police Chief Mark Talbot wants volunteers to know he's grateful for every bit of help they get.
Keep going. This is all of our obligation. We're all here for Codi Bigsby. I don't know if those efforts will be fruitful, but what do? Do you sit and do nothing? I don't think so.
Police transition from their massive grid search to an investigative phase, but say their goal to find Codi has not changed.
We will continue to look at all the evidence. We are searching different areas of the city. We are exploring the forensic evidence even further.
Over the weekend, police collected a small jacket by the Buckrow Point apartment complex. Police say that is still under investigation. Volunteers hope to keep searching as long as possible.
I told my wife last week that we needed to come and help support the community and do as we can to bring him home safely.
Corey Bigsby denied bond for a second time. Jeffrey Ambrose, Bigsby's lawyer, says he disagrees with the judge's decision.
No, absolutely not. We disagree with that assertion.
A judge said Bigsby is a flight risk or a threat to the community. Today in court, Ambrose argued that investigators with the Hampton Police Division and FBI mishandled Bigsby's interrogation. He watched more than 70 hours of footage while Bigsby spent time at police headquarters. In February, Hampton Police Chief Mark Talbot admitted investigators ignored Bigsby's request for a lawyer. During today's hearing, Hampton Commonwealth's attorney Anton Bell argued Bigsby could interfere with the police investigation if granted bond, being the last person to see his son Codi. He says the little boy is still missing and, quote, presumed to be deceased. He told a judge Bigsby is a flight risk because he had an AWOL conviction from his time in the Army. Bigsby says the conviction is a miscommunication with his command. Ambrose argued that the Army gave Bigsby an honorable discharge in 2017. A woman identifying herself as Bigsby's aunt called the hearing disappointing.
I raised him. I know he's innocent.
Bigsby's next court date is scheduled for June 13th. In Hampton, Allison Basil, 13 News Now.
During the last Hampton City Council meeting, tensions were high over the disappearance of Codi Bigsby. But Wednesday night, those activists apologized for their behavior. However, they still aired their concerns and frustrations over the search to the mayor and council.
You might think that we're just talking heads. We've covered hundreds of miles walking
talking with residents, passing out flyers.
Mahogany Jones says while she and other community members search for the missing 4-year-old, they're hungry for more information from officials.
We believe that there is a huge disconnect between officials, the community, and law enforcement.
Amanda Kelly approached the podium and asked why more cities aren't involved.
There's a missing child out there. There should be more cities that are involved other than the city of Hampton.
On the other hand, Mary Thompson applauded Police Chief Mark Talbot and his team for the work they've done to find Codi. She says she was part of the 50 people selected to search with officers just days after he was reported missing.
Oh, the chief ain't doing this, the chief ain't doing that, they ain't doing their job. Oh, so well, hell be it. I think they're doing a good job. I watched that chief get tears in his eyes.
Thompson told the crowd this case hits close to home for her because she lost 2 children of her own around Thanksgiving. And she says she is extremely passionate about Codi's case.
This child means a lot to me, like it's my child.
Based on this meeting and continuous social media posts, it's clear Codi is still in the hearts and minds of people here in Hampton Roads, even as we approach a month of searching. In Hampton, Sarah Hammond, 13 News Now.
And it rapidly became a very intense and emotional investigation.
He says from the beginning they had every resource they could think of on the ground searching for Codi. Talbot says calling the FBI in just 2 hours into the investigation is not protocol, but they knew from the beginning something was wrong.
I've never put more resources into a case than I've put into this one.
He says currently they have a full-time captain, 1 lieutenant, 3 sergeants, and 2 lead detectives working the case. And it's rare to have that many resources involved.
A non-stop effort to find him, bring him home, bring justice to his life.
Talbot says the investigation has been emotionally very difficult.
Some of the saddest moments of this investigation have involved seeing deeply into this child's life.
Over the last month, police have continued to widen the time frame of when Codi was last seen.
We're still not sure when the last time somebody saw this child healthy.
He says the main roadblock in the investigation boils down to one thing:
the conscious choices of adults to not tell us things.
And for community search teams asking for more direction on where to search, Talbot says that's up to the people that love Codi.
I could give you more direction if the people who said they love Codi Bigsby gave us more direction.
In Hampton, Sarah Hammond, 13 News Now.
Cori Bigsby has remained behind bars for 7 months.
What I would ask people to consider, how would you feel if you went to the police to get help and you ended up here?
Today, a judge scheduled November 7th as the trial start date, which Bigsby's attorney Amina Matheny-Willard says she approves.
They're a little late, but they're still within the speedy trial.
Bigsby's charges are unrelated to his son Codi Bigsby's disappearance on January 31st. In February, Hampton Police Chief Mark Talbot announced an internal audit by police leadership found Bigsby asked for a lawyer when detectives questioned him following the disappearance of his son, but that request wasn't honored. Matheny-Willard says her team is now asking the judge to suppress any statements Bigsby gave to police before his arrest.
So everything that they did is we're questioning.
Hampton Commonwealth's attorney Anton Bell told the judge his team will only use statements Bigsby made after he hired a lawyer. Court officials plan to meet and discuss the evidence on September 20th.
The statements before that, that the Commonwealth said they weren't going to use, led to the statements after. You know, when you're having a conversation with somebody, you ask follow-up questions.
In Hampton, Allison Basil, 13 News Now.
Cori Bigsby's attorney, Curtis Brown, wants FBI agents who listened in on his client's interrogation to appear in court.
Well, we need those FBI agents to be there, in the case, and so that's why we have to have them. They were there the whole time, and we won't be able to get that motion suppressed. Yeah, we wouldn't be able to get that motion suppressed unless we had all of them, along with all the Hampton police officers.
A circuit court judge quashed Brown's original subpoenas because Brown did not have the full names of the agents and did not follow the necessary procedure to subpoena a federal agents. Once the subpoenas are refiled, Bigsby's defense team and prosecutors will discuss what evidence should be thrown out before the trial starts. Bigsby's attorney, Amina Matheny Willard, said she brought in Brown as lead counsel on the case because of his years of experience.
It's because he has expertise in jury trials. And as I said before, with what the city of Hampton is doing, we're getting all the firepower we can get.
Attorney Kenneth Singleton also joined the defense team. Bigsby is facing 30 child neglect charges unrelated to his son, Cody's disappearance. Outside the courtroom, community members who searched for Cody say they do not want the little boy to be forgotten.
This could be our grandson, our grandchild, nephew, and for this case to keep dragging on and on for political, that's what it seems like. No one's mentioned, no one's talked about where this child is. And that's crazy.
Cody is my heart. I fell in love with Cody as soon as I seen him go missing, and it's that I look at my own grandchildren.
Dana Smith, 13 News Now.
Is Cody, is he okay? Who has him? What his mental status is like? Is he crying for his dad? Is he crying for his siblings?
Family members of missing Hampton boy Cody Bigsby say they're not giving up hope that the 4-year-old is still alive.
If we knew, if we had any idea where Cody was, we wouldn't be here today.
Hampton police say Cody's father, Corey Bigsby, reported the 4-year-old missing on January 31st. Almost 6 months later, there is still no clear indication as to what led up to the child's disappearance. To help get more answers, Cody's family members, in partnership with Unleashed Entertainment, are offering a $25,000 reward for anyone who knows what may have happened to Cody. Corey's uncle says they want to use this incentive to reach more people.
Even people on my job and people around where we live, we talk about, they're like, I ain't know that. So too many people know about this but Hampton. And so we had to get this out of Hampton.
Corey's uncle says he still wants to know why state police didn't send out an Amber Alert for Cody. As 13 News Now reported, Hampton police say it's because Cody's disappearance did not match the criteria for an Amber Alert. In Norfolk, I'm Ann Sparacco for 13 News Now.